This is a simple design for an upper story decking area and a planter box overlooking a void. If we look in the layout, the designer here, if we pick the floating viewport, I'll just remove the border. Floating viewport has a view scale of 88.98, and yet if we look down here, the designer has put in a scale, and the scale has been, and the text has been added in layout space itself. What I'm going to do is two things. I'll change the layout to say Layouts Manager, and I'll edit that layout, and we'll say upper balcony, and we'll say A4, A4, and we can say 1 to 100 and hit enter. When I do that, the tab changes, upper balcony, A4, 1 to 100. Now clearly it's not 1 to 100, so this scale here that's been put in layout space is incorrect. So what we'll do is remove it. So I've now selected it and we'll delete it. Then I'll go back into the model and I'll see if I can find, here's a scale bar, a 5 meter scale bar. I'll pop that one into position. We'll come back to the layout sheet. We still can't see it, so we need to bring it further over. Let's see if we can get it into position somewhere here and come back. So there it is there. I still have to bring it down a little. We'll bring it down to about this position here, and finally it should sit pretty much where I want it. I'm sorry, I have to go once more and bring it down to around there. Now the scale bar sits in the proper space. It's still not 1 to 100, although that scale bar is accurate. That's a 5 meter scale bar. If we come into here, still haven't got it. I need to get the floating viewport border and look in the properties box and change that 88.98 to 100. Make the scale fixed. So now we have a fixed scale in there, and we can choose the text tool, draw some text. We'll just put single line text, and we'll say A4, caps lock on A4 sheet 1 to 100, and we'll OK it, and perhaps put it down in this area here, and for the angle of the text 0. Now you might want to change that text to say a different style to match what you've been working with, and there we have it. The text up here, the deck, the window, and the void, and so on are labelled using the same sort of hand-lettered font. I'd be inclined to get in here and change all of these to that same style. So let's just do that. That was a style 1, and they look reasonable, although I think we could pump the height of those up. Current height is 2. Let's make that 3, and that'll be a little easier to read on an A4 sheet. So now things look good. We've got an internal scale now. The sheet is labelled. We don't have our practice details and our logo and the site location on, but I'm sure you get my drift. Right click and zoom extents. So I hope that helps in understanding how we might work with this sort of fairly complex layout. We still need a sheet for the elevation views and so on.